Hello and good afternoon everybody, and welcome back once again for another video of DIY investing. Over the last couple weeks, I have been noticing a very peculiar pattern that has created immense profit potential in times past. Now today we're going to be diving in and showing you guys the difference between two different coins and how their market cycles are following each other almost identically. Now if this pattern plays out, then we are looking for over a 10x return in just over the span of a few months. And this could be one that really starts to take off, and you guys have an opportunity to actually buy right now while everything is still super cheap. Make sure you guys listen close and pay attention to all of the pointers left inside of this video, because these are the videos that are really here to help mentor you guys so that we can all profit and make the highest return on our investments possible. If you guys are new and just finding this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates like the one provided for you here. Remember guys, I also have an amazing Discord community. We're getting so close to 2,000 members, so make sure you guys join in there very soon before I close off all invitations. If you guys would also like to get access to all of my private trades, I post all of my signals, all of my long-term investments, short-term trades, as well as portfolio management, so I can help you guys stay on top of the market so that we're all profiting together. Now I also offer this, or I offer a 20 video course that teaches you guys all the same strategies that I personally use to profit, and you can get access to all of those by joining the invitation link in the description of this video. And that's going to give you access to my Discord server. Now, you guys can join as a free member. You don't have to pay anything, but if you guys want access to my exclusive content, then that's where you're going to be able to find that. Now, you guys can get a hold of me on all of my social media handles. All of those are linked in the description of this video so that you guys can access me on all fronts. Now, overall, I'm just here to help inspire as many people, help learn and educate and grow this community as much as we possibly can, because at the end of the day, you guys are amazing. We're all here at the forefront of an amazing revolution, and we're really at the forefront of taking all of that amazing profit potential and running away with it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Now before we jump into the video, I wanted to quickly say thank you guys so much for allowing me to reach one of my first major goals of 10,000 YouTube subscribers. You guys are honestly amazing, and it really gives me so much motivation to wake up every single day and do this for you guys. Now my schedule is 5 videos per week, Monday through Friday, so you guys can continue to count on excellent analysis, excellent content, and anything that I have to provide for you. It really does mean a lot that I get to do this full time, and I'm just so thankful to have such an amazing community really supporting me. So with all that being said guys, let's jump right into this amazing analysis today. Alright guys, now here we are. So today we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink, and we're also going to be taking a look at basic attention token. Now we're going to be talking about these two different charts because there's a major pattern that's playing out between both of them, and I do strongly believe that we're going to see a lot more continuation to come. Now for me guys personally, it's been a few days since my last update. The last update was a podcast, so I didn't get a chance to really do a lot of analysis. But one thing I've been thinking about is the fact that I'm expecting a lot more Bitcoin continuation. I'm expecting the altcoins to continue up as well. I think that this was just a short-term sell-off before all of the rest of the market's going to continue to impulse, and we're actually already starting to see that. So in Chainlink currently we're getting a nice little green candle here. I actually expect this to take us pretty high from this point on to at least about $3 would be my guess. Now with that being said guys, I expect a lot of new money to be flooding into these altcoins. Now Chainlink was one of the more profitable cycles that we've had in recent months. I remember this one rallied around the top of when Bitcoin was making its major impulse. This one started to break out, and we went from approximately 45 cents all the way upwards of about $4.50. And so this was a really big explosion in value. Chainlink went from about the low 45 cents to the high of $4.50, about a 10x return. And so if you would have just accumulated at any point down in these lows, you would have made about a 10x return inside of this market cycle. So what I want to talk about today guys was the pattern that I'm noticing between Chainlink and what I'm noticing currently here with basic attention token. Now we're going to go through and I'm going to analyze the pattern here in Chainlink on the dollar, and then we're going to apply it to basic attention token. I'm going to show you guys how the cycles are actually lining up. Now for me guys, Chainlink is a really good idea. I think that as of right now, we're starting to first see a real institution. Well, I think that right now we're starting to see the first little bits of adoption taking place inside of Chainlink. And now I know this is one that's been talked about for the last couple years now, But we're starting to see a lot more people talking about this. We're starting to see a lot more people actually investing in this, because I think that it's starting to open up the idea of what exactly Chainlink is. Now, Chainlink is an Oracle blockchain. Technically, it's not even a blockchain. It's just a way that links all other blockchains in a way that's kind of like the middleman process, where you use Chainlink for me to, use Bitcoin on the Ethereum network and things like that. And so this allows us a way to actually communicate blockchain to blockchain without sacrificing the whole decentralized aspect of it. Because the problem that we have right now today is the fact that for us to communicate through blockchain to blockchain, we don't really have an effective method of doing so. Now, we could theoretically use a centralized data source, but what happens if we start using centralized identities inside of this decentralized movement is it sacrifices the whole movement of the decentralized age. And so we're kind of running into this problem where things have kind of come to a halt because we don't really have an effective communication source to send and receive all of the value and information on through the blockchains. And through Chainlink, we're actually going to be able to do that, because Chainlink allows us kind of a network to actually send and receive the value, even if the two blockchains are completely different entities. And so I think that this one has a significant use case moving forward. I've actually accumulated a few Link. It's not very big in my overall portfolio, but I do plan on actually adding more to it, because I do see immense profit potential to be had in the future of this from a fundamental perspective. Now, kind of what we're seeing here currently, and this is the pattern that I wanted to draw out for you guys. This is the pattern that I see both of these markets trending in. Not only Chainlink, but Chainlink was really the leader of this exact chart pattern. And then I do see another crypto that's actually following it, being Basic Attention Token. Now, I do believe that Basic Attention Token and Chainlink are going to be really good performers in this next bull cycle. And I think the reason for that is because they both offer a significant solution to a major problem that we have. Now, Chainlink, obviously, this one has a major influence in the way that this allows us to communicate blockchain to blockchain in a fully decentralized way. Now, Basic Attention Token is just an internet browser, but the cool thing about Basic Attention Token is the fact that by watching ads that you normally would watch for free when you're browsing on the internet, if you don't have an ad blocker, you actually get paid in Basic Attention Token to do that. Now, this is a way for you to actually earn real value while you're watching and browsing the internet. And so I think that that has a significant use case in society, and we're already starting to see that. Actually, Brave Browser is getting some of the most active development and new users out of any other blockchain out there. And so it would make sense to me that since Chainlink has really started to lead that altcoin market, Chainlink's performed better than the majority of altcoins at this point, and I expect it to continue to do so. I think that Brave Browser has a very significant use case, and the fact that it is showing such strong similarities to the following of Chainlink's price tells me that these two very easily could be at the forefront of this next altcoin bull run. Now, this is the cycle that is kind of functioning right now. Now, this was the early market cycle. This was the accumulation phase that took place inside of Chainlink. And this was really where we had our first impulse. And then we coiled inside of this triangle formation. Now, this entire triangle was finally broken out about March, about the springtime of last year. And then we had one more retest of that descending resistance as support. And then that's when we really made our 10x return move. Now, what happened shortly after was we ended up getting a retest of the previous all-time high of the last cycle. So technically the previous all-time high was about right here. But we can see here that we broke out of this triangle. We made about a 10x return in just one single impulse. If you bought even lower, then it would have been even about a 13x plus return. But we coiled inside of this triangle. We broke out. In one move, we made about a 10x return on average. And then we kind of sold back down and retested the previous all-time high. And so we've now had two different bounces on support, which leads me to believe that we're just waiting for more bullish continuation. And we're still about to see a major impulse coming inside of Chainlink. This one's going to break all-time high, and we could very easily see close to a $10 Chainlink in this next move. And so this is kind of the pattern I'm watching for now. This is something that happens quite frequently. This one is still a very early market cycle. We just had our accumulation phase. And we just broke out from that, and we now retested the previous all-time high of the last cycle as support. Now, this is just an early consolidation before we continue to uptrend higher into this impulse. And so this is a very early time inside of Chainlink, and I think that this still has immense profit potential to be had. I do strongly believe that we're going to see a lot more bullish growth from here. And so now this actually takes us to the whole point of this video, and this resorts us back to basic attention token. Now, basic attention token is following almost the exact same cycle. The cycle looks almost identical, and we're going to go through here and actually analyze why I think that that's the case. Now, just like just like Chainlink, we're following roughly the same sort of accumulation trend. We have this same little symmetrical triangle type pattern where we consolidate inside of this triangle and we're just kind of contracting in here. Only the difference is we have yet to break outside of the descending resistance of this, and we're still coiling inside of this triangle. But overall, guys, the amount of volume that's in here leads me to believe that this is still very undervalued and we're about to experience a major breakout. Now, just like Chainlink, we followed roughly the same sort of trend, and I'll go through with Elliot waves and show you guys how it works. This was our 1 wave, this was our 3 wave, and then this was our 5 wave, right? Now, this completes a 1 wave as far as Elliott wave theory goes, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how much profit potential Chainlink still has, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly where basic attention token is in this cycle, because basic attention token is right behind Chainlink. And if Chainlink has already pulled a 10x, that's basically what's coming next for basic attention token. Now, I don't think that just a 10x return from Chainlink is the top, and in fact, I think that this one's going to continue to go much higher, and if BAT's just following Chainlink, I think that we have a really underdeveloped market cycle taking place currently inside of basic attention token, and there's still a lot of new profit potential to be had, and that's why we need to keep this one on our radar currently. Now, this would have been our 1 wave, this would have been the 1 of the 1, and now we're working on the 3 wave impulse, right? Now, I'm going to go through here and actually change up the waves just a tiny bit so that we can all see a little bit better. So this was the 1 wave, right? Now, we also have the 1 of the 3, and then this would have been the 3 of the 3, and now we still have one more final 5 wave impulse back up. We're going to change these up a little bit. We're going to hide the waves. So we finished 3 impulse waves in the 1 wave. That completes a 1. We finished 1, 3, and we still have one more 5 wave impulse coming before we finish out the 3 wave inside of Chainlink, right? And then what's kind of come after that is a short-term retrace, and then we'll have another final 5 wave impulse back up, right? And so this is the way that the cycle's working. Overall, we still have another 5 wave impulse until we complete the 3 wave right here. So we're still impulsing in this 3 wave. After we finish the next impulse of this current move that we're about to see right now, we'll make another short-term retrace, probably come back down to, maybe $4 or $5, and then we'll start a brand new uptrend in its place with a final 5 wave, which I very easily think could take us to $100. And so this is just an early market cycle, guys, and this is what I'm telling you guys about. Now, I know that my Elliott wave analysis might seem kind of confusing, but I map out Elliott waves because it allows me to know exactly where we still have to go inside of this cycle. And really where we still have to go is one more final impulse into this 3 wave. We'll sell off a little bit. It'll look something like this. We'll come up to this final 5 wave impulse. We'll sell back down for a bit, and then we'll go back up into a final 5 wave, right? And so this is kind of what it's going to map out to look like. Something along the lines of this. We could see something very similar to like what happened here, but just after another impulse that takes us higher. Now, we might not even consolidate sideways here as long we could impulse really quickly to $100. And this is what I'm just talking to you guys about. I want to show you guys exactly how much profit potential Chainlink still has to go. Now, this takes us to basic attention token, guys. Now, between the 2 cycles, we went through roughly the exact same kind of accumulation. This pattern here is roughly the exact same that we saw back here in Chainlink back in the early days. And I'll kind of analyze what I'm talking about here. This move is roughly the same as that. We can see roughly the same symmetry. We go into one more final impulse back up. One more final impulse. We get hit with our first resistance here. And then that's what takes us inside of the coiling of this triangle pattern. Now, same sort of thing happens here. We get hit with resistance, and then we just kind of coil inside of this triangle, right? Now we can break out here, we could fall back a little bit lower. Now personally for me, I'm expecting us to kind of creep back out here. We might hit up here, kind of fall back down, retest this, and then that's what's going to take us into our 10x return. Now, just like Chainlink, I'm expecting a similar impulse. Now, for me, my target's $2. It's about right there. That's where my next target is for basic attention token. We very easily could go up higher, maybe closer to $5, but I'm not really trying to get an exact price target. I'm just showing you guys where I'm going to scale out because I've been accumulating down here. You know, that's a big return for me. I mean, my most recent bids were placed about right here. So for me, that's about an 8x return. I'm totally fine with that, and it doesn't have to go up a little bit higher for me to necessarily worry so much. And so for me, I'm looking for about an 8x return here. Very easily could go higher, which is why I'm still holding some of my long-term position. I'm not going to scale 100% out of my position because I think that this one's going to behave a lot like Chainlink did. Now, the way Chainlink moved, let's actually draw it up here. We kind of went for one more impulse like this, then we kind of went up, and then we just kind of consolidated here for a little bit before we actually are going to continue to go up in that cycle once again. And so this is kind of what I'm watching out for with basic attention token. I think that we'll see roughly the same sort of parabolic run here where we coiled inside of this early market cycle. We had good volume, and then we broke out of that. We made a big impulse, and now we just need to retest the previous high of the last cycle, right? And so the previous high of the last cycle will put us at about right here. We don't have to come all the way back down to retest that, but we very easily could see a drop, you know, maybe something like this before we actually end up impulsing higher in that cycle. We could see something along the lines of this. So for me, I'm taking profits at $2. I think that that's about a reasonable explanation for my analysis, and I think that that's a good place for me to take my profits. I'm accumulating a lot of this. I see a lot of long-term potential with this exact idea with the Brave browser. You can make money off of ads, and I'm sure that they're only going to continue to add new ways to make money. You can tip each other in basic attention token. Say that you found a really cool YouTube video, or maybe somebody made a really cool Twitter post. You could actually start to tip them in basic attention token for doing that. And so I think it's really cool. There's a major idea here in place. I think that with this early consolidation inside of this market cycle, it's showing me that there's a lot of new money that's about to enter this market. And the amount of volume that's came in here, I mean, realistically, guys, if we're looking at this from an Elliot wave perspective, let's actually go through here before I wrap up the video. And let's actually analyze some Elliot waves so we can kind of see how it's lining up with the other Chainlink cycle. So this would have been our 1 wave, this would have been our 3 wave, and then this would have been our 5. That completes our 1 wave. So this entire 3 wave impulse was 1. And this was the bottom of the 1. And now we're starting the 3 wave, right? So realistically, guys, we finished the 1 wave. Now there's a new set of 3 impulse waves to complete the 3, because that's the way Elliott wave theory works. There's 3 sets of 3 in each wave structure. So in this case, we had 1, 3, 5, and that's 3 impulse waves in the first one. So that's 1. And now we have another 3 impulse waves, and that's going to complete the 3. So this would have been our first impulse wave. Now we have a 3 wave that's coming, and then we'll have a 5 wave, right? And so let's actually make these ones a little bit bigger so it's easier to follow along. And let's actually show the waves of these so it's easier to see. So this was our 3 impulse waves of our 1 wave. We correct back down. Now we make a new set of 3 impulse waves. So this is our first impulse wave right here. 1, 2. Now we'll have 3, 4, and then we'll have 5. So that will complete our 3 wave. Now I have no idea how high this is going to get. I have no idea how parabolic it's going to get. That's why we map out Elliott waves, is so we can just kind of have an idea as far as where it can go. But then it'll look almost the exact same thing as Chainlink. It'll look almost the exact same. I mean, there's really no difference between these cycles. The 1, and then we'll finish out the 3 wave, and we'll probably see something very similar to the current cycle that's forming inside of Link. And so that's why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to show you guys exactly how early we are inside of basic attention token, how it's following Chainlink, and how if we get in right now, we are still inside of this early accumulation phase taking place inside of basic attention token. And so this, guys, I think has a lot more profit potential to be had. We could very easily see basic attention token valued at anywhere from $10 to $25. I don't think that that's unrealistic in the slightest. I mean, at current valuations, if we go to $5, you know, you're looking at about 20x return. If we go to $10, you're looking about a 50x return. And if we go to 20 to 25, that's over 100x. And so I think that we very easily could see something like that forming right now. I have no idea how high these are going to go, but what I can say is the fact that it's following so close to Chainlink leads me to believe that this one's going to be a real catalyst in that altcoin movement. It's one that wasn't really around in the last cycle very often. We were really just here for a short period of time for one impulse wave. And so I think that with this next cycle is really where we're going to see a lot of new money entering the market. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you found this video helpful, always remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates in the future. Remember, guys, I have a video course. I also offer Signal. So if you want to copy my investments, you want to copy my mentorship and my portfolio management, or if you want to just watch the educational videos I've created that teach you guys all of the same strategies that I use to profit, make sure you guys get a hold of me by any of the social media handle links inside the description of this video. Make sure you guys get a hold of me on Discord by joining and clicking the invitation link in the description, and there you're going to get access there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.